You're watching the 2025 LVSHL Phantoms Cup only on Nick's Hockey Broadcast. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the PPL Center in Allentown, PA, home of the Lehigh Valley Phantoms for the 4th annual Phantoms Cup. Hello, everybody. I'm Nicholas Garfo, your broadcaster for the Phantoms Cup for the 3rd consecutive year. Tonight's matchup is the number 1 seed Bethlehem Area School District / Nazareth versus the number 4 seed Parkland Trojans. A much anticipated matchup for both teams for various reasons, and let's start to go over why. So for Bethlehem, best record in the LVSHL and Varsity, 9-0-1. Their last loss was actually in the semifinal last year when they lost to the Lehigh Valley Saints, a final score of 7-2. They have not lost a single game this year. The only game that wasn't a win was a 4-4 tie to the Lehigh Valley Saints. And as for their opponent, the Parkland Trojans, they are very fortunate to be here in the playoffs in the first place. After the first 6 of 10 games in the regular season, they had a record of 1-5, and they went out the rest of the year. They won 4 straight just to sneak into the playoffs. This is their first playoff game since 2022. Parkland is the most successful team in the Varsity Division's history with 17 total championships, at one point winning 11 straight years from 2010 to 2020. They missed the last 3 years, and now they're back in the postseason. Inactives for tonight's game, 2 players out for Parkland, number 43, Bryce Haas, as well as number 50, Grant Lake. Out for Bethlehem, only 1 player out, and that is E.J. Powers. Time for tonight's starting goaltenders. In net for Bethlehem Area School District shall be number 23, Aiden Kobali. 6-0-1, goals against average 2.14, save percentage of .914. And in net, starting his first ever career playoff game in varsity, is number 72, Nate Torres. Torres, 5-5-0, has started every game for the Trojans this year. Goals against average 3.66, save percentage of .871. Warm-ups are almost over. We're going to go to a quick little break, and we'll be back for the first period face-off. First period's about to get underway here in the Phantoms Cup Varsity semifinal between Bethlehem Area School District / Nazareth and the Parkland Trojans. Bethlehem has been struggling to get over the hump of the first round the last 2 years, and as I mentioned, Bethlehem is combined with Nazareth, the Blue Eagles, who were a varsity team the last few years, but they had to combine due to roster issues. And for Nazareth, they also struggled to get past the first round of the Phantoms Cup the last 2 years, so really it's ironic they're both together now trying to get back to the finals. Parkland, like I was just saying, is the most successful team in the LVSHL's history. Their first playoff game in 3 years. And even though they've won all those championships, the last one was back in 2021. There's no player on the current Trojans roster that was a part of those teams, so this is a completely new core from previous year's success. Grabati in net for Bethlehem, Torres in net for Parkland. And this one's about to get underway. Zager and Ripper for the faceoff are underway. It's Bethlehem and the Trojans in the semifinal. Winner goes to the Varsity Phantoms Cup final. Fanning to clear the other way was Fanning. Bloster is going to hold on defensively. Try to shoot it back the other way. It's turned over to Zager. Nice move. He falls down. Delayed penalty coming up against Bethlehem. Backhand shot saved there by Corbali. And less than 1 minute into the first period, Parkland's going to go on an early power play. And we'll see serves in the box for that. Or is there? Yeah, there is a penalty. For a second, I was almost thinking there wasn't. There is. And serving the penalty here for Bethlehem is number 22, Jack Bloster, so he'll serve in for 2. Early power play coming up for Parkland. Parkland went 0-2 against Bethlehem in the regular season. I'm going to say Bethlehem has won every single game. Parkland lost the last 2 against them in the regular season. Parkland is 0-8 against Bethlehem all time these last few years. As the Trojans start on the man advance, Zager to the corner for McGinty. Trying to get towards the point for Marsteller as past his reach off to retrieve it back in his own zone. Marsteller forechecked by Brady Roche. As he'll take it from behind his net. Trying to pass it to the wing for Morris. And now it goes to McGinty over the line. McGinty on the left corner being pressured by Landon McCray. Zager taking it. Zager was actually on the last playoff team Parkland had in 2022. He was a freshman at the time, now a senior. Darren Lortz in the left circle. His shot is blocked there by Corbatti as he makes the save there. And Bethlehem will clear it down. Torres will leave it for Marsteller. And unintentionally hit it out of play. It's actually caught into the hands of a fan who throws it right back onto the ice. So we'll get a whistle with 1:02 to go on the Parkland power play. So Bethlehem, number 1 seed in the playoffs, and really they are number 1 in almost every category this year. 9-0-1. Their last loss was in the Phantoms Cup semifinal last year. They have scored the most goals in the league with 65. They have the most player points overall, 135 total. They're scoring an average of 6.50 goals per game, and they have the lowest goals against in the entire LVSHL at 2.70. And their goaltending is the best save percentage and goals against average in the entire league. It is only out of 6 teams, but still impressive nevertheless. And Bethlehem will move back the other way. Here's Ritter, shorthanded. That shot saved there by Nate Torres, his first stop of the night. Talk about Ritter as well as Parker McDonald and a few other players for Bethlehem who have been great all-stars on the roster this year. 32 seconds on the power play. Zager dumps it in and we'll get a line change for the Trojans. Bethlehem clears it down off the pads of Torres. Shot back the other way by Logan Vakenas. 17 seconds on the power play for Parkland. As here comes Ezor, who's been on a hot streak these last few games. Took a shot and the glove save is made there by Aiden Corbali. So Parkland this year, number 4 seed. 1-5 to start the year after the first 6 games. They won 4 straight. And actually for Parkland, at least for their varsity team, this is the first time they're actually participating in the Phantoms Cup. This may be the 4th Phantoms Cup. Back when the first Phantoms Cup happened, Parkland was in the playoffs, but that was at the time where the varsity, when Parkland was last in a playoff game, it was at the old rink at Lehigh Valley in Whitehall, which is no longer a hockey rink. It's now a turf field indoor rink or indoor facility. Fanning makes a hit there as the power play has ended for Parkland. And Bethlehem survives that. Fanning I think he was trying to center in front of the net and went behind it instead. Landon McCray briefly touched it, gets it. Landon McCray trying to get some room here on the corner, being pressured there on the side by Carson Kunkel. And Vakenas will retrieve it and try to shoot it down. He will for Parkland, but this will not be icing here against the Trojans. We'll get a line change now for both squads. Less than 14 minutes to go in the first period, no score. Shots in net 3-2 in favor of the Trojans. Parkland just going 0 for 1 on the power play. This will be an icing here against Bethlehem. Several players seem to be complaining on that, but they roll it in icing regardless. For Parkland, as I was saying, they won 4 straight. And one thing that definitely helped them was the team on top of them in the varsity division in the 4th seed, the Southern Lehigh Spartans. Spartans were having a solid start to the year, but they lost 5 straight. Parkland was winning 4 straight to catch up to them, and they actually faced off against each other, Spartans and Trojans, during Southern Lehigh's senior night, and that game was actually going to determine who gets into the playoffs. Parkland won that game, a final score of 10-2. That was the most goals Parkland scored in a game since 2021 when they beat Phillipsburg 14-3. And I was researching that. I was like, man, it's been at least several years since Parkland has scored anywhere close to that many goals in any given game. Grabati will cover this one up with 13-11 to go in the first period. So I was trying to mention earlier, Bethlehem has some top players that include Parker McDonald, Chris Fanning, and Logan Ritter, who, for what I like to identify as the Legion of Doom of the LVSHL. Bethlehem had a similar line to those three the last few years in Donovan Richards, Dominic Natosi, as well as Tyler Bertelson, but all three of those players are no longer on the team. So Bethlehem has really done a good job in retooling and overhauling the roster to get to this point. Landon McCray whacking at the puck near the Zamboni corner. Roach outlining one to Gillen. It's taken down there. Good check by Sawyer Marsteller. Sawyer towards the wing. It's backhanded down toward the corner. Gargilio turns on back here. Off the boards. Roach gets checked there after he cleared it to center. And Bethlehem comes back the other way. Here's Gillen on the right wing. Took a shot on that. Easy save there for Torres. And he'll squeeze with 12:24 to go in the first period. Welcome currently the 35 of you all watching on from home or wherever you may be. And I will be broadcasting tomorrow's varsity semifinal between the Northampton Concrete Kids and the Lehigh Valley Saints, as the winner of that game will play the winner of this game in the LVSHL Phantoms Cup final. All games are one-game elimination except for the varsity final, which is a best-of-3. And we've had a Game 3 in the finals in varsity for the last 3 straight years, and who knows, maybe we'll have it for our 4th straight year as well. Vakenas almost gloved down by Zager. Comes right behind that, almost turned back over by Morris. Vakenas repossesses here for Parkland for a moment. Ritter got on the way to him, the puck as well. Both teams trying to maintain possession here. Easler trying to clear it back in, and he does. Zager towards the left point, trying to flip it to Morris. It was blocked, and it will now go to Bloser, who caused the recent penalty for Bethlehem. Vakenas passes intercepted by Bloser. Took a shot, and that goes wide to the glove side of Torres. Radic Lemley wearing number 7 for Bethlehem makes a big check on Vakenas on the corner. Easler trying to get some action there too. And it'll go to Fanning near the blue line. Off the stick of Morris. Easler, Ritter trying to take away from him. And Parkland breaks it up. Morris trying to get a pass and unable to connect to the winger there. Being checked there behind the net was Brody Phillips, I beg my pardon. Rowan Hiller, all by its lonesome, lost possession of the puck. He took down Easler, and Phillips will fall down somewhat awkwardly to the boards. He ran to Riffert. And Parkland will escape the other way. Jackson Buss gets checked by Riffert as he brought the puck over the line, and this will be an offsides here against Parkland. So as I was mentioning earlier, Bethlehem has some excellent players on their roster, top guys, as you really say. Parkland has had a few players that have been on hot streaks since they've been on their 4-game winning streak. They include Connor McGinty, Soren Marsteller, Austin Easler, as well as Madison Morris. They've all been scoring in spurts, and Easler actually had a hat trick against the Spartans during Parkland's 9th game of the season where they clinched their playoff spot. And I must admit, too, for someone who really was tracking the league, I was quite surprised Parkland was able to go on that streak to get in. Of course, the Spartans on their losing streak played a big part of that, too. But even so, they earned their way to get here tonight. Centering pass for Marsteller. That goes over the net of Corbali. Parker McDonough leads the league, and he leads the team in league in goals and points, kind of the Lorenzo Tita of this year, as Tita is no longer in the league from Northampton. Morris at center. Coming over the line. He's going to backhand one and sweep it behind the net. McGinty and McCray towards it. Rhodes fan the clear. Turn over to Zager. Right wing pass. They score! Madison Morris, her 5th goal of the season. I'm going to say it's one of the few players for Parkland who's been on a streak. And Parkland strikes first. It's 1-0 Trojans. The 7th shot on net for Parkland is their first goal of the game. 9:21 remaining in the first as the Trojans go up 1-0. Their last playoff goal in their last playoff game was from Josh Bauer back in 2022. So Been a while since Parkland has scored in the postseason, given all their success in their team's history. Corbali will backhand one from behind for his defense, trying to clear back up closer. His pass will be not picked up by Bethlehem, or at least it seemed to not be. That deflects and goes into the Bethlehem bench, and we'll get another whistle with 8:54 remaining in the first period. It's like I was saying earlier, it's ironic that Bethlehem combined with Nazareth, seeing both teams have struggled to get past the first round these last few years. Bethlehem 2 years ago had a 5-4 lead in the 2023 Phantoms Cup semifinal against Southern Lehigh, but the Spartans scored 2 straight goals late in the third period to win that one 6-5. Bethlehem lost 7-2 to the Lehigh Saints last year. Nazareth lost 2-1 to the Northampton Concrete Kids in the semifinal 2 years ago in the Phantoms Cup, and last year Nazareth lost 6-1 to Northampton. So Bethlehem just trying to get back to the final. They've had a really solid team in the regular season these last few years. Definitely the best team I've seen them have since joining the league the last few years. Fanning trying to get it back to Ritter. Roland Hiller near to it for Bethlehem. Kunkel trying to get possession. Good play by Hiller to keep pressure alive, but he lost possession very quickly there. Big hit is made there on a Parkland player. I was trying to see who that was. That was Easler on the right circle. And it's Logan Ritter who now takes it here for Bethlehem. He goes around to Easler. Here's Ritter. Pass in front. They score! What a play by Ritter. Nothing Torres could have done about that one. And Bethlehem a few minutes later respond, and they have tied the game at 1. So Ritter made the play. The goal is going to Chris Fanning, his 11th of the season. Shot on net number 5 for Bethlehem is their first of the game. It was such a great play by Ritter, who got around Easler. A left wing pass to Fanning. Torres did all he could to reach across, but there was nothing I don't think he could have done about that. So tie game here at PPL Center, 1 apiece. Goals from Fanning and Morris. McGinty off the stick of Morris to the corner. And the McCray and Zager trying to get to it first. And Zager will get to the point. Lort with a shot, and that goes wide of there of Corbali. And it's gathered up there by Gargilio. Gargilio falling down to McGinty. Parkland trying to pick the puck back up. It'll go back to Vacanos, wearing the Genesis hockey pants. I've seen a decent amount of players in the LVSHL in recent years that have played for Genesis hockey. And that shot goes wide from Zager off the net of Corbali. Zager takes it once again. Backhand pass, no one there for Parkland to retrieve it. And Landon McCray takes it once more for Bethlehem. Falling down was Lort. He'll keep it, almost kept it in the zone for a brief moment for Parkland. He gets somewhat checked from behind. Zager will flip it on to the glove there of Corbali, who will squeeze it and hold on. With 6:40 to go in the first. So we'll now get a line change for both teams, 6:40 remaining in this first period. In the 2 games Bethlehem defeated Parkland in the regular season, they won it 4-1 and 6-2. The last time Parkland actually managed to defeat Bethlehem Area School District was when they were still known as the Freedom High School Patriots, before they combined with more schools and just went with the title of Bethlehem Area School District. That was during the 1920 season. And actually, that reminds me, AHL announcer for the Charlotte Checkers, TJ Shalat, and former intern with Bob Rochuk, actually is a former goaltender for the Freedom Patriots. He used to play for them years ago in the LVSHL. Tears over the line. Stops back on the corner. He can take it down from behind. I think that was Daniel Zyko who was trying to take him down. McDonald's pass is intercepted by Marsteller. Off the stick there of Daniel Zyka. And it's now Buss who trying to get past the center ice line, unable to do so. Easler flips it all the way down. Bouncing puck will go to the other side of the rink, and this will be an icing here against Parkland. Right before this game, we had two games in the semifinal for the Phantoms Cup involving the elementary division. First game, Northampton versus the Parkland Trojans. Northampton won the elementary Phantoms Cup last year. They won that game a final score of 8-2. And the second game, as that shot saved there by Torres, the second game was between the Emmaus Hornets and Easton. Emmaus won that one 8-0. So it's going to be Northampton versus Emmaus in the elementary final. I will be broadcasting that game and all the championship games next week. Off the draw, Bethlehem wins, and that shot from Fanning goes wide. Another chance off the blocker of Torres. Bethlehem trying to get a rebound there. Parkland trying to get that out of their own harm's way here. McGinty, I'll take it here for Parkland, the senior. Been hearing McGinty's going to be committing to Kutztown University, become a Golden Bear on one of their hockey teams next year. We'll see if he makes D2 or D3. Looking forward to seeing him join the Golden Bears this fall. I'm betting on he makes Division 2, but we'll see. Fanning on the left wing. Gets around a few defenders. A stop is made there by Torres. They try to scramble for it in the crease. Loose in the blue paint. And Neko almost got a shot. And it went off a few sticks of Parkland. Bloser keeps it onside. That wrister goes wide of Torres. Fanning trying to take it away from McGinty. Good play. Intercepted by Marsteller, who hits it into the Parkland bench. Fortunately, no one got hurt from that. So update for tomorrow in the Phantoms Cup. We have two games for the semifinal in middle school, and then we have the second semifinal for varsity, so a triple header. For middle school, will be Northampton versus Nazareth at 6 p.m. Then we have Easton versus Emmaus, 7:15. And then the Lehigh Valley Saints versus the Northampton Concrete Kids in varsity at 8:30. I'll be broadcasting that varsity game tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Northampton trying to win their third straight Scholastic title. It might be a little tougher for them this time. The Saints trying to get to the finals for the fourth time in 5 years. They're in the pursuit to winning their first ever Scholastic Hockey League title. Vacanas intercepted off the stick of Landon McCray. Delayed offside is wiped off. And a hit is made there. We have a delayed penalty. This is on Rifford, and this is going to be for a hold. So Rifford will go into the box of shame for 2 minutes. Second power play coming up here for Parkland with 4:13 left in the period. And one thing I wanted to mention, because it just came to my mind to the fans, I apologize for not being able to make the LVSHL Phantoms Cup preview this year. I made a preview the last 2 years in video form, and unfortunately I did not get the time to do that, so sorry for that. I did actually technically make a preview earlier that went on Phantoms Radio, which was awesome to see that we got to promote the Phantoms Cup on radio, but unfortunately I did not have the time to make the video. But hey, at least I get to broadcast these games for you guys watching at home, as this power play for Parkland has now begun. It's their second of the game. Easler towards Zager. McDonald trying to kill some time here. Couldn't keep the puck on the boards for long. Easer! And that goes off of Kobani. Morris takes the puck behind the net. And McCray will hit it off the boards in the corner. Parkland trying to keep up the pressure. Zager. Right wing pass. Marsteller, and that goes wide. We have another arm up in the air. This is another delay penalty. It's on Parkland. Here comes Roche short-handed. Roche scores! Brady Roche short-handed on the delayed penalty. And Bethlehem has taken a 2-1 lead. Brady Roche top shelf and in on the break. And Bethlehem has scored 2 unanswered goals. And for Brady, that's his first goal of the season. He's been out for a decent amount of games this year, and admittedly so, I was a bit surprised to see he only had 1 goal on the season, because he scored in bunches these last few years, but he finally gets one, and it's in the playoffs. So back to 5-on-5 as it was a delayed penalty on Parkland resulting in that shorthanded goal for Roche. Bethlehem clears it down. This will not be icing. 3 minutes and counting remaining in this first period, as Bethlehem has a 2-1 lead. Easler, check from behind but stays on his balance. Phillips, flipping it towards center, trying to pass it to the left wing. Phillips picking it back up, and it'll go to Ritter. Logan Ritter to Fanning. Clears it down. Easler will try to get to it, but getting to the puck first is Rowan Hiller. Marsteller, checked by Hiller. Backhands one towards the other corner, but Bethlehem now has a line change. All their players are waiting in neutral ice. So Rifford actually is still in the box for a few more seconds. I just noticed just now, as that shot from McGinty goes wide. So it wasn't 5-on-5, it was actually 5-on-4. Now it's 5-on-5. I guess I didn't see Rifford still in the box when he was sitting down until he got back up. But anyways, we're back to 5-on-5. Darren Lorch, brother of Andrew Lorch, who's also a former member of the Trojans, cleared it into the zone. As Parkland gets it right back, this was Lorch, picked up in the right circle, and that pass for Zager, and he was unable to hold on to the puck to get a shot. Ramley. Zager trying to forecheck him down. McGinty getting into the action there. Zager almost retrieved it. 1.5 to go in the period. And Zager and Ramley still battling for the puck. Both teams playing hot potato with the puck here. Is now Bethlehem will move on a 2-on-2. And that shot goes wide there from Riffert. Aston Morris on the wing will clear down to the corner. Gargilia got there first. And now it's Landon McCray who takes it behind the net. McCray to Gillen by himself. And now it'll go to Buss. Last minute to play in the first period. This is Zager on the onside play. Zager's going to hold on. Passing it back towards the blue line, but Marsteller was all the way at center. He'll shoot it in. A save is made there by Corbali. Gillen almost collecting it. And Ramley will chase for it here for Bethlehem. Ramley, who plays defense, to Gillen. Taken by Zager. 30 seconds to go in the first period. Zager all by himself here. He's going to need some reinforcements. He looked like he got around Fanning. Here's Buss with a backhand shot, and that goes wide to Corbali. Off the glass, Bethlehem clears it down. This will be an icing here against the yellow and black. And if you actually look closely to Bethlehem's jerseys, some of the jerseys are different than one another, at least for the logo. Bethlehem's main logo is the logo on the scoreboard, which is the B and the gear. But since they combine with Nazareth, and Nazareth's team is the Blue Eagles, they had that logo and they added wings on it. And some of the jerseys have the wings, others do not. It's pretty much the same design as their jerseys from last year. Time's going to wind down here. We'll see if they call an icing, and they will with 2.4 seconds left. I know for a Bethlehem area school district, because they combine with many teams, they're just going with that name. But I always wondered, or I always thought they should just call themselves the Gears, because their logo looks like a gear. And if you go around Steel Stocks, they have a lot of old gears they used to use there. I always thought that's what they should call themselves. And now they have the wings on the logos. Why not call yourselves the Flying Gears? But I'm not going to call them that unless that's actually their official name, or if that's a nickname a lot of people call them, but they do not. Bethlehem clears it down. Time expires, and that's the end of the first period. 2-1 Bethlehem after one. Shots in that 12-10 in favor of the Trojans. We'll be back for the second period. Second period's about to get underway here at PPL Center in the 2025 LVSHL Phantoms Cup Varsity semifinal between Bethlehem and Parkland. Bethlehem leads 2-1 after one. Goals coming from Chris Fanning, Brady Roche, and Madison Morris. And the Roche goal was shorthanded if you did not see it. It was a beauty. Centering, and that goes wide. Roche, just talking about him, he almost got a second goal there, and Torres will hold on to the puck here with 16:42 to go in the second period. And speaking of Nate Torres, Torres is a goalie in the LVSHL that I honestly always thought that he was very underrated. I always felt like if he had a better team in front of him, he would shine more. And definitely, he's definitely played a part on this winning streak for Parkland to get them into this playoff game today. Very athletic member of the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Knights youth team. And there's a lot of players in this league that are part of various teams in the Phantoms youth programs, whether past or present. Torres holds on to that puck once more. We'll get a face-off on the right circle of Torres, the left circle for where we're standing right now. If you didn't catch my broadcast schedule for the semifinals, broadcasting this game and the varsity semifinal game tomorrow between the Concrete Kids and the Saints, and the next week I'm broadcasting all the championship games for elementary, middle school, JV, and varsity. So it's pretty much the same broadcast schedule as I had last year. And come to think of it, if you did not catch the memo I put out earlier in the season, this is my last year broadcasting the Lehigh Valley Scholastic Hockey League. I'll say more of my thanks for after the tournament, but this will be the last time I broadcast the Phantoms Cup as well. So I'll enjoy just like how you guys are enjoying from home while we're at it. Here's Fanning, and that shot's blocked, and that goes wide of Torres. Closer on the right wing, or the right point, I should say, as Torres was somewhat screened there, but he hangs on and finds the puck and stops play. He's covered the puck several times early in this period, as we've seen. You're going to have Rifford on the offensive faceoff here for Bethlehem, and Eric Zager, the defensive faceoff. Vic Canas on the circle. Guiding this pass to Easler. Deposit the puck in off the pads of Corbali. This goes over the head of McDonald. Parker McDonald almost took possession. And now goes to Rifford over the line. Rifford to Fanning on the blue line. Moves towards the slot. Fanning almost walked on in. Went off a Parkland stick. And it'll go to Zager. Zager centering to McGinty. Broken up there by McDonald. And Parker McDonald will flip it on in. And it'll go past the net of Torres. Vacanos gets taken down from behind the net there from Tiers. Morris trying to guide one ahead to McGinty. It was blocked by the defensive stick of Parker McDonald. And McDonald will shoot it from long range. Torres will not hold on, actually. He'll leave the puck there for Easler. More collisions on the corner. And Parkland brings it into the offensive zone. Actually, they're just about to. Now they will. Morris trying to flip it on in as it's cleared back the other way by Landon McCray. Zager almost took it here. I'll go to Landon McCray once more. He always seems to get the puck a lot. I'm not just even saying that for how much I've said his name tonight, but in every game I call for Bethlehem these last few years, he gets a lot of puck possession defensively. He's done a really good job these last few years. Here's Zager. Zager, backhand save Corbali. Rebound was almost there, and the puck will go to the corner. There's a stray stick on the circle. That's tipped in front, almost off the stick of Morris. The stray stick is still on the circle. I'm not sure who that belongs to. Try to see if there's any players in the ice who did not have a stick. I do not think it's broken. And well, it's still standing. The official just skated right past it. Didn't even pick it up. Meanwhile, this is Easler flipping it on in. Corbali almost covered there. Gargilio will try to get it past Bus and does. And now it's Marsteller. Phillips almost bring it over the line. Lost possession. Here's Patrick Michael. Wearing 13 for Bethlehem. Fans it in. And Parker Marsteller, actually, not Parker Marsteller, Sawyer Marsteller. Gives it to Lorch. Off the stick of Ramley. And here comes Bus over the line for Parkland. Bus with a wrister and a save made by Ada Corbali, who will squeeze it with 13:27 remaining in the second period. 2-1 Bethlehem shots that are now 16-14 Parkland. So 4 of 6 teams in varsity made the Phantoms Cup this year, if you include Bethlehem, Parkland, Northampton, Lehigh Valley Saints. The two teams that did not make it in were the Southern Lehigh Spartans and the Emmaus Hornets. Here's Chris Fanning moving in offensively, and that is an offsides here against Bethlehem. For Emmaus, their season, they had a record of 1-9. Southern Lehigh had a record of 3-7. Have a good crowd here at PPL Center, and obviously it's not at full capacity as you would see for a Phantoms game, but for this event, for what it is, pretty good crowd here tonight. We will definitely see more in the finals. I remember the first finals I did here a few years ago between Southern Lehigh and Northampton. We had a great crowd here for Game 3. Definitely a lot of Northampton fans for that game as well. Zager making some moves at center. On an onside play, Gillen checked him from behind. He almost lost the puck there, and then he did. Stuck there in the corner. Kunkel waits, shoots one, and that's blocked. Kunkel on the point again, trying to get it to Morris. Morris centering for Zager. Zager's going to hold that backhand shot, and that whistles wide of Corbali. Vakenas chasing for in the corner. And it's back to Vakenas on the right side. Rifford trying to pressure him down. Bloser trying to get it out here for Bethlehem. Bethlehem will clear from Inetco, and this will be yet another icing here against BASD/NAZ. If you want to use that long acronym instead. Well, on that, I want to thank the Phantoms for allowing me to broadcast the Phantoms Cup for the third consecutive year. I must admit, not only it's a good experience, but I have a lot of fun calling these games. Bethlehem has another icing called against them. In particular, I want to thank Bob Rochuk and Trevor Herrick for allowing me to get involved with this event. This face-off will now be on the right side of Corbali. If you go on Twitter and type in Phantoms Cup, we actually posted some interviews with the elementary school players after their semifinal games earlier from Emmaus and Northampton. I actually got to interview some of the players, so it was nice to do that. Some checks are made on the board. Some fans are looking for a penalty of some kind. See, Dominic Natosi, Nick Humphrey are in attendance. Natosi will play for the Saints tomorrow. He's a former member of Bethlehem Area School District. Zyka trying to guide it through center, broken up by Bloser. Phillips checks out a Bethlehem player near the center ice line. Fanning will take it behind the net. He's going to turn on back. Phillips is trying to chase for him. Bloser will skate through center defensively here. Parker trying to clear it back out towards Phillips. McCrae's back on the ice, and he'll take it here for Bethlehem. Over the line, McCrae centering. Ritter fanned on the shot. Picked up for a rebound, and save is made there by Torres from Rowan Hiller. Ritter with a shot, and that goes off the safety net. I think Torres got a piece of it, and that stays out. I'm actually going to be trying to take a look at the replay here. A replay you guys can't see live, but I can see on my tablet on the chance for Ritter. And Torres did seem to get a piece of it. It looked like it went off his left pad and stayed out. And off this face-off, Parkland will take it. Morris, Zager, skating on the left wing. Zager's going to hold on around Gorgilia, takes it behind the net. Looking at his options here, passing it to Marsteller, shooting it from long range, and that shot's turned aside by the pads of Corbali. Rowan Hiller on a 1-on-2. Hiller almost got past Marsteller. Sawyer made a good defensive play to break that chance up for Bethlehem. Vakenas on the left side, off the boards near the Bethlehem bench. And it's taken back by Landon McCrae. Tears' pass is blocked there by McGinty. And Vakenas will try to give one to the right side for Morris, and Morris will out one ahead for McGinty, and that shot's blocked. Good play by Gargiulio. 10 minutes remaining in the second period. Bethlehem leads 2-1 in the Varsity Phantoms Cup semifinal. Shots in net are now tied at 17 apiece. And for those of you who don't know, in regular season and playoffs for varsity, the periods are 17 minutes each, and intermissions are 3 minutes. Although for the finals, after the second intermission, there's an ice cup. In this game, there's not. It's just brief little intermissions. Zager off the boards. Bethlehem takes it right back. Gargilio to Hiller. Line change for Parkland. This is almost back to Gargilio as Ritter tried to make a centering pass to him to get a shot. Unable to do so there. Bus will fan on the clearing attempt. It's intercepted by Riffert. Riffert centering back there for Rowan Hiller. And that shot goes over the net of Torres and wide. Marsteller has it behind the goal. Hits it off the glass. He almost hit Vakenos, actually. Closer keeping up the pressure here for Bethlehem. Took a shot, and that goes off of Torres and wide. Actually, it may have been deflected. It hits, pretty sure actually it hits something other than Torres in net for Parkland. Meanwhile, this is Rifford keeping up the offense here. Bethlehem players banging their sticks off the boards there. Here's Fanning. Side of the net play. Torres scrambled to couldn't get in front. As Fanning got a chance on the side of the net, he fanned on his chance there. I'm not trying to make a pun when I say that, but that's exactly what happened there for Chris Fanning. This goes back to neutral ice. Bloser is going to hold on here. Bus was trying to take the puck from him. Bloser with space, and that's turned aside there by Torres. Good save by the Parkland goaltender. Patrick Michael will try to chase it down. As well as Vakenos. Michael behind the net. To the corner for Roche, and that shot's blocked. This puck is rolled back to center ice. And Gargilio trying to get it to Fanning. Michael back to Fanning. Fanning with space. Fanning walking on in. Torres scrambles across and is. Fanning was unable to get a shot on net from there. Back comes Parkland the other way. Here's Zager, 2-on-1 with Morris. Zager, toe drag move. Backhand pass, and they couldn't finish it. Almost picked up by McGinty, and the pressure continues on. Here's Lorch with a shot. That's blocked in front. Rebound also goes wide. Corbali made a save there. It's a scramble in the crease, and Bethlehem will clear it down, but they will cause an icing against themselves. Parkland trying to desperately to tie the game up there at 2, but it still remains 2-1 Bethlehem. Bethlehem wins the tie-up, and they'll move back the other way offensively. Here's McDonald. McDonald centering for Rose. Trying to walk on in. Saved there by Torres with the left pad. Not to say I told you so, but this is kind of what I was telling you about Torres. He is very good. I always thought he was very underrated in the LVSHL. He's making some excellent stops right there. Brady Rose having a very good game so far with his shorthanded goal and having several glorious chances trying to tally more goals in the game. I want to give a shout out to Jordan Cannon here with the Phantoms tonight. As this goes off the pads of Corbali. Trevor Herrick and Connor Lawrence seemingly happy about that. And they're both laughing at the expense. Meanwhile, this pass for Ritter almost connected through center. There's some heat icing here against Bethlehem. Actually, no, against Bethlehem. That's right. Tears almost taking the pass on the right wing. Vakenos will take it defensively here for the Trojans. Marsteller trying to center. Kaplan will chase for it, but he'll go to Bloser first. Tears briefly touched it. Ramley for Bethlehem. Well, cleared pass center off the pads of Torres. Try to catch it. It's loose. Fanning takes it. And Phillips will pressure him on the boards, and Parkland repossesses the puck. But not for long. Rifford just keeps it on side. I was almost thinking if it was out. It stayed in the zone. 5:40 counting remaining in the second period. Bethlehem still leads 2-1. Ramley firing, save by Torres with 5:30 left in the second period. For those of you asking in the chat, Bethlehem leads 2-1 with 5:30 to go in the second period. Shots on that 21-17 Bethlehem. The goals coming from Chris Fanning, Brady Roche, and Madison Morris. One thing I wanted to mention, actually, is that for the Phantoms Cup, I'm actually a little bit more involved this year, because if you don't know, I'm actually an intern with Bob Roadtruck. My internship's in broadcasting and communication, so not only am I doing the broadcast here as usual, but I'm also writing game recaps for every game of the Phantoms Cup, whether I'm broadcasting or not. Those will go on the Phantoms website, so stay tuned for that. I'm also doing interviews after every game, too. Gobari with a save on the shoulder. Rebound for McGinty goes wide of the net. This is Lorch in the left circle. Backhand shot. Someone fanned there. Gobari turned to the side. Gargilio off the glass. Lorch keeps up the pressure for Parkland. Lorch from the ISO. That shot's blocked off a Bethlehem stick. And Zager trying to reach for it, unable to keep it in the zone. I just somewhat zoomed in the camera a little bit, so I think you guys are able to see it a little better now. Zager, and that whistles wide of the glove side of Gobari. Parkland having some good chances on net these last few minutes here. Hiller falls down. And it's grabbed there by Lorch. Zager at center. That one's there for McGinty from long range, and that's blocked by Gargilio. And he seems to be somewhat shaken up from that block. He is kind of skating a little slowly now, but it looks like he's going to stay in the game. Bus. Lorch under the legs of Rowan Hiller. 4 minutes remaining in the period. Morris from the blue line. That goes wide. Marsteller on the point. Backhands one past McDonald. And Gargilio behind his net. Fanned on the clear. Parkland almost took it away. Here's Zager on the corner. Centering intended for Bus. The pass went too far from him. And Bethlehem will clear back to center once more for Marsteller. Slight line change for Parkland. Off the bench now is Jackson Yoakum, brother of former Parkland Trojan Luke Yoakum. As a somewhat check is made on Zyka there, involving Bus. McDonald will skate on the left wing here, coming over the line. Again, McDonald has the most goals and points in the LVSHL. That shot saved there from Landon McCray on Nate Torres. Brady Roche thought he had it. He did not, apparently. Big check is made by McDonald. He took down Bus. He's looking for a penalty. Not going to get it. It looked like a clean hit there as we play on. Marsteller almost driving through as this goes past the blue line, and Parkland will clear it down. Little less than 3 minutes to go in the second period as Bethlehem still has a 2-1 lead. Patrick Michael intending to give it to Brady Roche, unable to do so. Easler behind his net, off the glass, and intercepted by Chris Fanning. Fanning, nice move, trying to get around the fence. Fanning going in on net. He scores! Fanning, my goodness, he got through several Parkland defenders. He beats Nate Torres. He's got another one, his second of the night. Bethlehem has scored 3 unanswered, and they're up 3-1. Fanning gets his 12th goal of the season. That was a spectacular goal by 15 in yellow and black. He got past Marsteller. Torres did everything he could to stop it. He sprawled across like a snow angel, but it was not enough. Zager backhands one. And Fanning will try to chase. Actually, no, Bloser will chase it down to give it to Fanning. So Fanning scoring twice in this game. First goal he had was from a nice pass from Logan Ritter. The second one, he didn't even need Ritter. He did it all by himself. Ramley would have made a check there on Lorch at center ice. Here's Fanning again, going right around behind the net, trying to send it through, and they couldn't get a shot. Bloser, nice move around McGinty. Holding on, falls down. And Aneko on the right boards took a shot, and that save is made by Torres. He'll hold on with 1:41 remaining in the second period. teams will now elect to get a line change. The shots of that are now 24-19 Bethlehem. As it's been a fairly competitive game really for both teams. Parkland in particular has been getting a lot of good quality chances, but obviously the only thing that matters is the score. 3 goals for Bethlehem, 1 for Parkland at the moment. Rifford's shot's blocked, gets it back, and that goes wide. I think Torres may have gotten a piece of it with his stick possibly. And Rifford takes in the corner once again, intercepted by the stick of Buss. Landon McCray keeps up the offense, centering for Ritter off the stick of Vakenos. Ritter trying to get it right back. Both teams struggling to hold on to the puck here. Vakenos almost off the boards. Kicked there by Gargiulio. And Lorch will have to collect it here for Parkland. Last minute to play in the second period. Vakenos in his own zone, looking to make the right play. Got the puck past Ritter and Rifford, but Gargiulio took it back here for Bethlehem. Outward pass for Ritter. Ritter trying to get to Rowan Hiller, but his pass was blocked by a Parkland defenseman. Here's Landon McCray, centering for Rifford, but his shot was fanned on. 37 seconds left. Buss intercepts this pass from Rifford. Gargiulio trying to fire the puck back in. This puck goes just out of play. It slightly went into the Bethlehem bench with 29.7 seconds remaining in the second period. Easler trying to flip it into the zone. Landon McCray and Marstell are trying to pick it up with 20 seconds left. Tears snuck it away, centering, and went off the stick of McGinty. Zager trying to give one ahead to Morris. 12 seconds to go. It's Zager. Broken up by McDonald. Zager takes it right back, trying to kill off the clock if he can. 5 seconds to go in the period. Here's Tears. 2 seconds. 1. He tried to center it. It's blocked. Bethlehem leads 3-1 after 2. We'll be back for the third and final period of regulation. Third period's on their way here at PPL Center. Bethlehem leads 3-1 in the varsity semifinal. They're trying to get to the finals. That shot from Fanning goes wide. 2 goals coming from Chris Fanning, 1 from Brady Roche. The only goal for Parkland is from Madison Morris. The last time in franchise history where Bethlehem made the finals, if you count them being the same franchise involving the Freedom High School Patriots, was 2007 when the Patriots won the Scholastic title. So the winner of this game will play the winner of tomorrow's game, Saints and Concrete Kids. Loser, nice move around Phillips. Over the line. Making some moves, fanned on the shot, and that goes wide. Roche will try to carry on back. That shot's blocked by the skate of Marstell. Ritter will back him one to Fanning. RAS 2 goals, going for 3, and that shot is blocked. Oster keeping it onside for Roche. Checked from Marsteller. McDonald centering. Ritter trying to walk on net, and he couldn't get a shot as I think Lorch ran into him. A try by Fanning. He scores! Hat-trick, Chris Fanning. 4 unanswered for Bethlehem as they're seemingly running away with the game now. It's 4-1. BASD. Fanning, his 13th of the season. He had 10 coming into today. And now he's got 13 on the year. Still plenty of time left in the third period. 15:46 up at Parkland. They got to get goals into the net and in a hurry as they are trailing by 3. Phillips almost getting the pass here. Hiller. Tears. Falling down was Vakenos. Bethlehem has room going in on that. Hiller, and that shot goes wide. Ramley's wrister is also blocked. Parkland attempting to get it back out. Here's Gargiulio. And I was going to say, I didn't think that was onside. It was offside against Bethlehem. We'll get a whistle now with 15:21 to go in this game. And to be clear, in the regular season in the LVSHL, thank you. In the regular season, the LVSHL, there is no overtimes or ties. Games end in ties, and both teams get a point if it's tied after 3 periods. In the LVSHL playoffs, there is sudden death OT. And actually, Parkland, their last championship in 2021 was won in overtime against the Northampton Concrete Kids, courtesy of Evan Marone. There's some great videos of that overtime game on YouTube. I forget the name of the channel. It's not mine. It happened the year before I joined the LVSHL, actually. Parkland moves back on a 2-on-1. Here's Bus with McCauley. Bus a shot, and that goes wide of the glove side of Corbali. And actually, another overtime game we had in the Phantoms Cup was 2 years ago in the Phantoms Cup final, Game 2, Northampton versus Southern Lehigh. That was probably my favorite game of my young broadcasting career, as Corbali will hold on. And speaking of Southern Lehigh, I was mentioning Nick Humphreys here. Now I see Ethan Myrick is in the building. And Humphrey and Myrick are doing some playful punches. And you might have just heard me say thank you. One of the workers just handed me a free hot dog, so that's nice. Admittedly, I am pretty hungry, so that'll at least ease the hunger a little bit before I head home tonight. Marsteller, McGinty, unable to keep it in the zone. Ritter trying to run away with it, or I should say, not run, skate away with it. Obviously, they're not running. It's not floor hockey. Marsteller, Zager, intercepted on the stick of Ritter. It's flipped back towards center, and Neko trying to grab it down. Marsteller will have to get to it first. Marsteller blows her, intercept the play. Nice move around Marsteller. He'll take the puck back on the left boards. Connor McGinty at center ice will come over the line. McGinty to Morris. Unable to get a shot on net. This goes off a Bethlehem escape. Morris' shot off the glove of Corbali and wide. Want to mention that this game will be available on YouTube immediately after the stream's over. You might not see it up at first. I'll have it posted, and actually when I have time later this weekend, I'll post the version of this game with a scoreboard. So I'll keep this version up without the scoreboard, and I'll post the version with one. Because during these streams, at least during a normal YouTube live stream, I am unable to put a scoreboard. Lorch's shot goes wide. I'll keep my eyes on Nate Torres. They're down. Parkland's down by 3. It's still 13 minutes left in the game. I don't think they're going to pull him just yet, but I'll let you know when they do, if at all. Icing here against Bethlehem. Bethlehem 13 minutes away to possibly getting over the hump, finally winning in the semifinal. As I was mentioning earlier, they've lost in the first round the last 2 straight years. Almost, not to make fun of them, but they were kind of reminding me of the Washington Capitals before they won their Stanley Cup, as they could never get past the second round. For Bethlehem, they could never get past the first round, and if they hold on to this lead, they're going to finally win a playoff game. And if you count for that with Nazareth, too, that kind of helps with that, too, of a team getting past the semifinal in the Varsity Phantoms Cup. Landon McCray centering for Rowan Hiller, unable to get, actually that's Patrick Michael who got a shot on that, and Torres was able to hold on to that one. And I was talking about Bethlehem's uniforms earlier, how they're pretty similar. One thing for Bethlehem is that they're one of the few teams in the league that do not have a second jersey. This is the only uniform they have. Their yellow and black uniforms. They do not have a home white jersey at all. And Rose's shot's blocked. And actually, in previous years, Bethlehem used to have a jersey that didn't have much of a design to it. It looked like pretty much like a practice jersey until they got these updated uniforms last season. And they do look pretty nice. Simple design, but it looks better. Zager chasing it down. Right behind the net, actually lost possession. McCray broke up the play. Rifford at center. Broken up by Marsteller. Morris off the Bethlehem boards. Easler. And Marsteller's going to flip it on off the glove there of Corbali. He'll turn it aside for Gargilio. Ramley at center. Into the Parkland zone he comes. Backhand pass for Roche. Centering for Rifford. His backhand shot goes wide off the side of the net, and Torres has it in his glove. 11:20 remaining in this game. This is definitely the closest game we've had in this first night of the Phantoms Cup, as I was saying earlier in the youth games. Northampton beat Parkland 8-2, and Emmaus beat Easton 8-0. This game is only 4-1 right now in favor of Bethlehem. Loser unable to keep it in. This will be an icing here against Parkland. And actually, I know earlier I was also talking about if this team should be called the Gears. I was talking to Director of Public Relations for the Phantoms, Connor Lawrence, during our brief second intermission, and he was suggesting maybe their nickname should just be the Bees, since their logo is the Bees. I prefer Gears, but Bees is not a bad name either. And really, come to think of it, they are in the colors of a bee. So, actually, you know what? That actually might make more sense than I first thought. So, yeah, Bees is not a bad nickname at all. Not official, though. Marstell are off the boards, and it's going to be collected there by Jackson Yoakum. Try to set one in front. Unable to get a shot on goal. Closer to Ritter. He's got room and speed around Easler. Easler checking his body, preventing him from making a play. Ramley. Actually, this is Fanning. Was a hat-trick already. Shot almost tipped there by Roland Hiller, and it went wide of the net there of Nate Torres. 10.5 remaining in the game. Jackson Buss. The center will come over the line. Makes a dig on Bloser, but then he got taken down on a legal checking play. Ritter falls down. Almost thought he got tripped up, but I guess he fell on his balance there. Or lost his balance, I should say. Easler on neutral ice. Trying to escape the other way. And this will be an icing here against BASD. Exactly 10 minutes remaining in the game. I know earlier I was mentioning the schedule for the Phantoms Cup release for tomorrow, but while I'm at it, I might as well update you guys on the upcoming schedule for the Lehigh Valley Phantoms. They're not home this week. They're actually heading down south to Charlotte to take on the Checkers for a 2-game stand. They'll be taking on the Checkers on Saturday, March 8th at 4 p.m. and then again on Sunday, March 9th at 1 p.m. You can listen to both of those games live on the Phantoms 365 app, announced by Bob Roadtruck. Phantoms will be back home in about a week from now, as they will take on the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins on March 14th at 7:05 p.m. And actually, that will be the beginning of a 5-game homestand for the Phantoms. They'll take on the Penguins twice, Milwaukee, Syracuse, and Providence from March 14th through March 22nd. It's the longest homestand, actually, of the regular season for Lehigh Valley as well. And actually, not too long ago, we had a Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl celebration night, where the Phantoms were honoring the Eagles in their Super Bowl victory against the Kansas City Chiefs. And Jahan Dotson, former member of Nazareth High School, was in attendance as the Eagles' special guest for that game. Nine minutes left in the game. Bethlehem trying to get to the Phantoms Cup final for the first time since they were known as the Freedom Patriots. McDonald at center into the Parkland zone. On the circle, took a wrister and a save by Torres. Centering back to, I think he was trying to get it to Ritter, but it was taken by Morris. Ritter on the right wing shot there goes wide. Landon McCray turns on back towards Buss. This goes off the pound stick of Torres. Lawrence. And Ritter will take it here for Bethlehem. Centering, McDonald trying to walk on in, and that shot's blocked. Landon McCray on the point. Off the second Morris. Backhand shot by Rose is collected by the glove of Torres. 8 minutes left in the game as Bethlehem is up 4-1. Chris Fanning more likely looking to be, or he's leading towards becoming the number one star in the game. At least I would think he will be for his outstanding performance tonight. Fanning has been in every Bethlehem playoff game these last 2 years. They score! And I was just talking about him, Chris Fanning. That's his 4th goal of the night. What a game he is having. Bethlehem is up 5-1. Yeah, he's definitely going to be player of the game now. What I was trying to say before he scored is that he's been in the playoffs the last 2 straight years for Bethlehem. And man, he's carrying this offense tonight for BASD. They've scored 5 unanswered because, again, for Parkland, their only goal for Madison Morris early in the first period gave them a 1-0 lead. And we have a timeout here called for Parkland with 7:54 left in the game. Timeout for Parkland has concluded. Tad less than 8 minutes left in the game. Bethlehem leads 5-1. See if Parkland pulls Nate Torres at any point these next few moments, if they do at all. Sager on the onside play. Center for Morris, and that goes wide. McGinty, Rifford, hits his own man. Friendly fire is on. He hit the back of Jacob Gillen. Morris trying to center it. Gillen, who appears to be okay for that puck hitting him, although it did not hit him that hard, just to say. Here's McGinty, and that shot's blocked. Marstow in the high slot. That wrister is also blocked there by Bloser. Rebound by Morris goes wide. It's poke check there by Corbali. And Fanning backhands one all the way down. A 4-goal night for Chris Fanning. Rifford wristing one, saved by Torres. So, like I said earlier for Bethlehem, they had a top line last year, the last 2 years that are no longer on the team. Donovan Richards, Dominic Natosi, and Tyler Burris, and all 3 of those guys no longer on the team. Fanning was always good, but I feel like maybe he wasn't highlighted as much just because of those top 3 guys that are on the roster. But now with all those 3 guys gone, Fanning seemingly has been able to thrive more this season with Ritter and McDonald. Ritter was on the team last year, too. McDonald was not. Parker McDonald is new to the LVSHL, at least for the Varsity division this year. Sager gloves it down. An onside play here for the Trojans. 6.5 left as Bethlehem leads 5-1. Looking to get back to the finals. Or looking to go to the finals, I should say, for the first time since they assembled themselves with many other schools. So it's either going to be Bethlehem Area School District versus the Lehigh Valley Saints, or Northampton Concrete Kids will know the other opponent tomorrow. That game between the Concrete Kids and Saints is at 8:30. That game will be broadcasted here on Nick's Hockey Broadcast. Sager on a 2-on-2. And looks like they're going to keep Torres in that at this point. I thought that maybe they were going to pull him on that offensive rush, but it looks like they're going to keep him in the net at this point. Easler flipping it to the left wing of Zager on a 1-on-2. Has Phillips right behind him. Zager took a shot, gets checked there by McDonald, and it's turned aside by Aiden Corbali. Landon McCray behind the net, hits it off the glass. Patrick Michael. And here's Brady Roche, who had a shorthanded goal earlier in the game. It was a spectacular goal for Bethlehem. We have a delayed offside here against Bethlehem. They're waiting for Michael to get back to center, and now the delayed offside is wiped off. Marsteller trying to shoot it on in. This goes off the glass. And actually, they are pulling Torres. He was going to the bench. I might have spoken too soon. And I think based on the fact they're going to move the face-off more towards the Parkland end, he's going to go back to the net for now. And we actually have a penalty coming up here against Bethlehem. This will be on Brady Roche. One problem I have when it comes to broadcasting and doing camera work is that I'll miss what the penalty is for. I did not see the signal, so I'm sorry for that. I don't know what it's for. So power play for Parkland. They're down by 4, 5:03 left in the game. And actually, come to think of it, Torres was not getting pulled to go to the bench for extra attacker. He was just going to the bench for a delayed penalty. I just didn't catch that. So he'll stay. And honestly, would not hurt to pull him at this point as Parkland's down by 4, but they elect to keep him in. McGinty, glove down by Corbali. He's got it. Easler and Ritter for the face-off on the circle here. And it's going to be gathered by McGinty almost for a second there. It's broken up by Fanning. Easler on the right side. Off the body of Ritter. Fanning. Closer. Clears it the other way, and Bethlehem will not be called against themselves for icing since they are on the penalty kill. Fanning, 4 goals tonight. Holding on defensively here for BASD. And we'll get a unexpected whistle here. I'm not sure what they call that for, to be honest. Did it hit off a high stick or something? I'm trying to see what happened. I'm actually not sure. I just looked back in the replay. I'm not sure what they called that for, but they're going to have the face-off in the Bethlehem zone, apparently. Fanning's going to whack it off the boards, but it's kept onside by Marsteller. Off the stick of Lorch. Morris trying to center it off of McGinty's stick. And off the body of McDonald. Lorch. And Marsteller will take it into his own zone here. About 4 minutes left in the game as Bethlehem is still up 5-1. Corbani made the save. 48 seconds to count to go on the Roach penalty. And now I'm actually seeing why I couldn't tell that a Riffer was in the box earlier in the first period, because you can't even see Roach in the penalty box right now. Actually, I can only see his helmet because he just put it back on, but besides that, I can't see the rest of him. Fanning, short-handed, broken up by the Trojans. As Bethlehem is just trying to kill off the clock here at this point. Closer being somewhat rattled there from Zager. And stuck there near the penalty box of Roach. He'll be freed out of the box of shame in 7 seconds. Marsteller. Blocked by the chest of McDonald, who shoots it towards the goal. Actually, no, it just goes to the corner and wide. Lorch behind the net. Turns around. Fan declared back the other way. As they'll give it to Madison Morris. Morris will go over the line. Power play has ended. We're back to 5-on-5 with 2.5 to go in this one. We'll get a slight line change now for Parkland. Marsteller going on the bench. We'll see if we'll see him back on the ice again tonight. And while it's been a pleasure to call games for any player, Sawyer, Marsteller in particular, has always been a big fan of the channel. So Sawyer, and obviously to all fans, but Sawyer in particular, I thank you for your support of Nick's hockey broadcast. You're a good kid, and you're a heck of a hockey player, too. So you've been fun to watch, I will admit. Vacanos on the left point. That shot off the pads of Garbati. Parkland trying to get a rebound, unable to stash it home. Tears. And it's Roche. Falls down at center. And now it's Zager with Liam Reed at center. They'll get a shot saved there by Corbali. Liam Reed, a member of the Lehigh Valley Polar Bears that just participated in the Lehigh Valley Winter Classic. We have a delayed penalty here against Parkland. Vacanos trying to get some possession here, so actually I thought it was a delayed call coming up as Aiden Corbali was going to the bench, but he was somewhat fooled by something as he goes back to the net. That shot by Buses goes right into the glove of Corbali. I was getting back to Liam Reed, member of the Lehigh Valley Polar Bears. They just had their Winter Classic at Bethel Municipal Ice Rink about a month ago. And actually, on March 22nd, the Polar Bears will be having their annual game here at the PPL Center. Looking forward to watching that. It's on March 22nd. And actually, whenever there's a game, or a lot of times when there's games during the day here at the PPL Center, it's right before a Phantoms game. And And come to think of it, the Polar Bears do play here on the day the Phantoms have a home game. It's on March 22nd, Saturday the 22nd, when the Phantoms take on the Providence Bruins. That's the end of their 5-game homestand, actually. And Torres will hold on to the puck. I'm going to be doing an interview with at least one Bethlehem player and possibly one of their coaches after the game. Stay tuned on the Phantoms Cup Twitter page to see that interview. I'm gonna be hoping I'll get the chance to talk to Chris Fanning for his outstanding performance here tonight for Bethlehem. Renner will back in one to Fanning. Almost deflected, goes into the equipment of Nate Torres. And, you know, as Parkland, their season's about to come to an end, but really, give them a round of applause. They had a tough situation being 1-5, winning 4 straight, and actually, to begin their 4-game winning streak in their 7th game of the season, it was their senior game against the Lehigh Valley Saints. The Saints were up 6-1. Parkland scored 6 unanswered. They won 7-6, and their game-winning goal to give them a 7-6 win was scored with 1 second left in the 3rd period. So that started their win streak. I mean, I know for the seniors, this is definitely a tough way to go up, losing this way against Bethlehem. But, you know, they had a good run, and they eliminated my team, Southern Lehigh, on their senior night just to get here in the first place. And not to sound biased to my team, but a lot of people know Southern Lehigh is my main team. But to be honest, Parkland probably played much better than Southern Lehigh would have if they made this game instead against Bethlehem. Parkland honestly played pretty good tonight. I know they allowed 5 goals, but the shots in net are 34-30 in favor of Bethlehem. Had a lot of good chances. Aiden Corbali is a solid goaltender, hard to beat. Torres is a hard goaltender to beat, too. As we pass the last minute to play in the game. Fanning, side net for Rowan Hiller, saved there by Torres. Actually, that was Gillen. I thought I saw 93. That was actually 28. Got that off by a mile. 40 seconds left. Marstauer actually back on the ice. Here's Zager, and that goes wide off the glass behind the net. 30 seconds to go. Closer. It's almost blocked by Zager. Ramley, possessed by Phillips. 20 seconds left. Bethlehem Area School District has lost in the semifinals the last 2 straight years in frustrating fashion, and they're finally going to get over the playoff hump. Time's going to wind down here at the PPL Center. Bethlehem Area School District is going to the LVSHL Phantoms Cup Final. They congratulate their goaltender, Aiden Gerbali, as he saves 29 of 30. Gerbali had a very good season, and he gets the win for Bethlehem, and they're going to the finals. They'll take on either the Northampton Concrete Kids or the Lehigh Valley Saints. And that's your hockey game. Final score, 5-1 Bethlehem. They're going to the finals. I'm Nicholas Garofolo. Thank you for joining us for another edition of Nick's Hockey Broadcast. Bethlehem wins 5-1. They're going to the LVSHL Phantoms Cup Final for the first time since they were known as the Freedom High School Patriots. They'll take on Northampton or the Lehigh Valley Saints. I'll be back tomorrow at 8:30 when the Saints take on the Concrete Kids. Good night and good hockey.